So whilst I try to hit my step count for today because we're about 1,000 steps off, I thought I should use this time to update on why it is that I left social media. I don't know if this lighting's better or worse. It's a bit better, but don't judge all of this, okay? It's late. So first of all, I honestly believe that social media, especially when you're creating content, makes you super defensive, right? Especially when you're giving advice or you're just genuinely trying to help, okay? Because I'm a Virgo. It pains me to see people doing things wrong. Like, it hurts me physically inside. And as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And it got to a point where it felt like I was quite literally living in hell. Because what it felt like is that I'm constantly having to defend my points, why is that it's not even just a feeling. Why these things are facts, okay? And you can pick up a book and find that out for yourself. But many people don't do that. They just want to argue for the sake of it. And don't even get me started on the red pill men. And I don't live a defensive life. I live a quite spectacular life. And I don't want my energy and my vibe to be thrown off every time I open an app. And to be perfectly frank, that would be fine if the payoff, was good. I felt like it was getting to a stage where I was burning out and the payoff wasn't paying off. And I'm not talking about monetarily, okay? I'm talking about the people who say they want help but actually don't want help. I think that was actually probably the most painful aspect of all of it, because I think most women, we're quite accustomed to pain, as awful as that sounds, but we can endure, right? Especially if it's something that we love, something that we want to do, right? Like, if you have a mission and you genuinely feel like you have a mission, you can endure for that mission. And I felt like it was my mission to reach back, right? To create something that I wished I would have had the first time around. Okay, I honestly believe that things would not have been as painful in my 20s if I'd had the information that I readily give away now. But I think what a lot of people forget is that not everybody is like you. And sometimes, to be fair, you have to be ready for the information that's been given to you, okay? And there were a lot of women that I tried to help who, although said that they wanted help, weren't quite ready to implement, because it's simple, but it's not easy initially. It becomes easy, but it's not always easy to start a brand new way of being. Like, it's like anything. If you want to go and study law or music, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be things that you're going to have to learn. There's going to be a teething period. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. And I think for many people, they did expect to kind of just have it down overnight, and that's just not how it works. And then there's the other camp of people who, quite honestly, don't actually want help. They'll message you for help. They'll even pay you to help them. But what they actually want from you is to validate them. They want you to tell them that what they're doing is already enough, even though they don't have the results that they say that they want. And then you say to them, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we're working toward. And they simply cannot get out of the mind frame that they're not already doing it. Okay, it's painful. It hurts. I'm also a bit of a perfectionist. Like, when I say that I want you to win, I mean that with the full force of my soul. Okay, I mean that with the full force of my being. And if I can help you, I will help you. Okay, but, there's only so much that one person can do. Okay, and that, I'll be honest, like, that's a burner. Especially when you can clearly see what needs to be done and the person just isn't ready. They think they're ready, but they're not. And then there's you're an influencer. You're an influencer. Yes, bitch, I'm an influencer. Excuse the profanity. But yes, I am. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. Okay, the way that people will go out of their way to make you feel terrible about contributing to the world on the internet just needs to be studied. And although I was really proud of the ladies that I helped, those of you who bought my course and those of you who were with me every step of the way, it was great. But like I said, I burnt out. So yeah, I took some time off to rest, to recuperate. And I honestly thought, like, am I ever going to go back to this? And then I just thought, why did I quit? Was it because I wanted to quit, or was it because of all these other things? And then I realized, hold on an actual second. Am I allowing other people to ruin my life? I've always been defiant. I've always marched to the beat of my own drum. From the moment that I was born, I'd done exactly what I wanted to do. And I'll be damned if I don't continue to do it. So I had to kind of switch up my mindset. And that's exactly what I've done. I've decided that I'm going to do things how I want to do them and not worry about anything or anyone. And a PSA to that, they're still not going to like you, okay? You may think it's like, oh, does this thing devalue me? Should I talk about this? Should I talk about that? Should I do this? Should I do that? All you need to remember is that they're funny anyway. They're weird anyway. They're not going to like you anyway, okay? At the end of the day, you have to like you. Okay, you have to put out the art that you want to put out. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to quite literally see your face and be like, ugh, this person makes me sick and I can't put my finger on it. I just don't like them, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to like you, okay? Not everyone's going to like me, and I'm okay with that. I've always been okay with that. I think what happens over time is that these things start to pick at you and they start to erode your strength. And unless you do take time off to rest and you do take time off to recuperate, and you don't let it mean anything to you other than what you make it mean, okay? Everything has to mean whatever you make it mean. And I was making it mean like, oh, maybe I'm not a good coach. Maybe I'm not this, maybe it's that, maybe it's, and I mean, for some people, maybe not. Not every shoe fits every foot, okay? You might, I've had many therapists, okay? Not all of them were a fit. I'm like, you're a good therapist, but you're not for me. That's just how life is sometimes, okay? You can't let it mean anything for you specifically. And you have to allow yourself to grow. Sorry, my eyes are like watering. This eyelash wants to come off. I'm like, no, don't leave me. Sorry, back to that. You have to allow yourself to grow, okay? You have to allow those to be with you if they want to and leave you when they don't, and to make it not mean anything, okay? You may have thousands of followers today and hundreds of followers tomorrow, and maybe those hundreds of followers are the ones that you're supposed to have, okay? So for me, I'm like, right, do I want to continue talking about dating? Yes. Do I want to start talking about other things as well? Yes. Am I going to start sharing other types of content? Yes. And do that without the fear that, what if people don't like it? Then they're not going to like it. Whether you have 1,000 followers or 100 followers or 20,000 followers, like, the right people will be with you, and you have to trust that. I have trusted the Most High with my life, my whole life, and I've never been let down since. So there we go. Let's wrap this up. So that is why I left social media and why I'm ultimately coming back to it. I'm very happy to be back at it. And I love you guys. It's awesome. Even if I'm talking to one person, know one person that I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't be a slow learner.